I was let down last week by Brock Purdy playing through his toe injury. I think in the end, Reeves, I wish that Mac Jones would have just started that game for the 49ers against the Jacksonville Jaguars. My Kansas City Chiefs reclaimed a little bit of their swagger, feeling much invigorated about my Kansas City Chiefs. Reeves, we are here. We're going to pick our 5 favorite games against the spread. We are mercifully not going to have to talk about the Baltimore Ravens and their offense or defense this week. What is your 5th favorite game to pick against the spread, my man?
I mean, are you sure we're not going to talk about the Ravens?
If we are talking about the Ravens,
are you not taking the Texans?
I'm not. No, come on, man. I'm not taking I barely wanted to take the Texans in Survivor last week. I was so out on the Texans last week that I wasted Chargers bullets in Survivor because I was so against the Texans, and then ended up screwing myself, and the Chargers lost on the road to Jackson Dart and Brian Dable at the Meadowlands, man.
You and I forgot to do Survivor on the show, but I phoned in to try to get you to take the Texans. Did you get it in?
We did. So I'm down to 3 entries left, but our entry still survives. So the giveaway for viewers of this program still exists. They can still win. We're gonna
try to help you guys out.
We took Denver and the Texans on our entry.
Yeah. Beautiful. You love to see it.
You do.
Yeah. What a fever dream last night's game was.
What just unbelievable. I of course, like I do these videos for picks on Underdog. It's Boostober. You get 30% off on any, or you get a 30% boost on anything right now. You can get $100 if you use code Davis to deposit right now. And Demarcus Robinson just immediately 3 receptions in the first half for no reason. None. No reason for Demarcus Robinson to ever have more than 1 reception in a game. I was tilting, but Shanahan was absolutely in his bag. I think that is truly, I think, one of the 3 greatest games he's ever coached, I think.
Yeah, it was another peak Shanahan, regular season win. We shouldn't have underestimated how bad he probably wanted to beat Sean McVay with like that group of vagabonds.
Oh yeah,
the motivation of like, watch me cook up some stuff. Like I'm gonna get real deep into it. And the first half they were on fire. They almost ran out of gas in the second half, but they held on. Like the Kyron fumble was absolutely just like the most massive play in that game. And they still almost like Kyle McVay too were having like, because both of those coaches will do like some real non-aggressive stuff in games. They both almost gave it back because Shanahan just did 3 straight runs after that fumble and didn't even like try to like, because the 1 first down would have won the game. Just give Mac Jones like a short field read, throw a screen to CMC, do something to try to win the game. McVay punted on a 4th and 1 like earlier in the game, like early in the fourth quarter. It was just like, yeah, they both were trying to kind of not win the game, but Niners won that game. It was wild, fever dream. Kendrick Bourne went full Richie James, and there it is, man.
There you go. All right, man. Onwards and upwards.
Mm-hmm.
No more Thursday Night Football. No more Prime Vision. Give me your 5th favorite pick against the spread this week.
This slate is absolutely brutal for picking lines.
It is. Like, it is. There's some nasty stuff in here.
Yeah, so I guess I'll start with the Lions. It's like an absolutely massive spread, but they've been a pretty good bet in this spot. They're 11-2 against the spread as road favorites over the past 3 years. And it's really just a number of points. I'm a little bit worried here about the defensive injuries the Lions have, especially on the back end, with DJ Reed being placed on IR if Kirby Joseph doesn't play. But this still feels like a spot where the Lions could approach 40 points. And if they're approaching 40 points, I don't believe the Bengals are approaching 30 points. So those 10 points will be good. Honestly, if the Lions are approaching 30 points, the Bengals probably aren't getting to 20, although they probably can get in the teens. So it's just so big that I have it down here. But I got grosser ones coming, so that's.
Oh, buddy, this was my 3.
Okay.
No team is more aggressive up multiple scores. Of course, this is just 2024. The Detroit Lions win 52-6 against the Jaguars. They win 52-14 against the Tennessee Titans. They win 47-9 against the Dallas Cowboys. They're already this year, they've won 52-21. In 2023, they beat Chicago 41-10. I mean, you guys get the picture. You don't need me to go through the entire list of the Detroit Lions. They score points. They like to score points. There's also a narrative, Reeves, I'm sure you're hip to the narrative about David Montgomery. His sister gets in a tragic accident. She's paralyzed. She's not been able to travel to watch him play. He's from Cincinnati. He's going to get the play in front of her. So you can go ahead and start David Montgomery with 6 points and a touchdown in any format that you need a touchdown or 6 points for. They're also trying to get Jameson Williams going a little bit. Jameson Williams had the 7 targets last week, basically dropped what would have been a 50-yard gain, and Goff just overthrew him on what would have been like a 75-yard touchdown as well. Perhaps the better reason, though, to go in on this is that the Bengals players have quit in each of the last 2 games in the second half. They looked up at the scoreboard, they realized they weren't coming back, and they just stopped trying. And anytime you see a team stop trying, it's like what we're seeing with the Titans. The Titans just are done trying by the second half of games. You know, you just hand down, man down. That's what the Bengals are doing. So I think a really interesting angle this week is just to ladder Lions stuff, like Lions to alt cover 17.5, Jahmyr Gibbs, over, like, just all that stuff, right? I think that is a great angle.
And you could build. I've actually just toyed around and just like building 5 Lion lineups, and you could do it this week.
Yes, you can. Okay, so my number 5 then is maybe not as gross, but it's going to be a horrible watch, Reeves. But I'm going to take the joyless, soulless Philadelphia Eagles, 3.5-point favorites at home against the Denver Broncos. I don't think that, honestly, anyone should be complimenting or into what the Philadelphia Eagles are doing. I think it's absolutely going to bite them in the playoffs, or just when the games start to get tight. If you do not have an explosive, if you do not have an explosive passing game, you really limit your ability to just generate big wins, to just be like, oh, like, we're up 14 points at the half. Like, I think you should use the guys you have. You have AJ Brown, you have Devonta Smith. You should be using them. These should not be your, Lamborghini that you only take out of the garage once a year. However, the Denver Broncos, man, Bo Nix has been one of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL this year. This is one of the rates I always look at. Does a quarterback have more turnover-worthy plays or big-time throws? I do not use the PFF stuff as gospel, obviously. I think that's bad, but I do like to look at this stuff because these are people who know ball. His ADOT is down from last year. They're throwing even closer to the line of scrimmage. They just don't quite have a cohesive picture on offense yet, and they'll get there. I'm not burying Bo Nix. I'm not burying the Denver Broncos. I'm not burying Sean Payton. But this, to me, is the classic. Eagles are relatively efficient on offense. They are completely suffocating on defense. You've got Bo Nix, who is an all-time front runner and is just totally dusted if he's down 10 points. That this is like the nightmare spot for Bo Nix on the road.
Yeah, I mean, we just haven't seen Bo Nix punch up yet. That's the thing right now for fantasy football. And
you're seeing him punch down, though.
Yep, we see him punch. He loves taking some paper tigers on, though. But I mean, you just go down his whole rookie year. All of his big spots were kind of in a real obvious matchups to open this year. It's been kind of the same way. We've been able to really highlight his spots. Honestly, one of them was a letdown, the week 1 game against Tennessee, at least from a fantasy football perspective. He did play better in the second half of that game, but they had a number of he had a number of turnovers early in that game that kind of made that game a little more interesting than it needed to be for sure. So yeah, I mean, I don't really have any problems with it. Like you said, the Eagles are just so soulless right now that I'm soulless talking about them.
Yeah, they're soulless. I have been, I obviously am deep in the lore of a team that thinks it can just sleepwalk to the postseason, and I can just tell you, it's bad. It's bad preparation. you want to pretend like you're facing live fire.
But you're back now, right? Like,
oh, dude, it's embarrassingly back, Reeves. Like I saw the throw that Mahomes made to Smith-Schuster, where Mahomes throws it before Juju has even broken his route. Like Juju doesn't even know the ball is coming, slips it in between two defenders. Juju like almost doesn't realize the ball is coming to him. I was like, oh, we're so back, dude. Like that was the thing with Mahomes is you gotta. He's a little bit of a front runner too, in the sense of he does like to beat up on people who are not at his level. So it was good to see him with a little bit of swagger. That gave a lot of joy to my heart. So that was my 5, and we've already done my 3 because I had the Detroit Lions. What is your 4th favorite pick against the spread?
I've got the Dolphins. It's just
it's clearly the right side, but my God,
clearly, I don't know. Yeah, like, is it clearly? This Panthers team is just so bad.
So bad.
Like they weren't even competitive last week. Against New England. Like not like they just been getting absolutely smoked early in these games. I mean, they're 26th in points per drive. In the first half this year, they've been outscored 68-22. They've trailed by double-digit points now for 50% of their offensive snaps already. It's by far the most in the league. I don't have any faith in this like Dolphins team being good, but like we've seen like since week 1, like they've been fighting, and like they actually have gotten like some stops on defense. As bad as their defense has been, like they actually put themselves in a position to get stops against Josh Allen. Remember, they had 3 stops in a row against Josh Allen and almost got back in that game before Sealer had that punt, the penalty on the punt that like swung that game back around. And then, last week they got turnovers against Justin Fields. Like they're not like a good defense by any means, but like they're at least fighting. Like this Panthers team, like where's the fight in these guys? Like their only game that they were good in was a game where Michael Penix was objectively like one of the worst players in football that week.
And they got outgained in that game.
Yes. Like Bryce Young was still terrible in that game.
They got outgained in that game. I mean, that would just cycled through all their offensive metrics there real quick. I mean, they're bottom 5 in everything. They're truly, truly brutal on offense. And it's like the defense has some guys, but certainly would not be a unit that you would say is good. Well, I have you on this game. The Dolphins yards per play stuff, by the way, has been fine. They're missing Tyreek Hill. They are probably going to put empty calories.
But they're going to be able to run on the Panthers too, is the other thing. Like that's the element here where I'm just like, this Dolphins run game is going to be kind of fine here. And that's going to be enough they just got to win this game, right? At the spread.
Yes. Just while we're talking about this game, what are you thinking about Rico Dowdle as like a streamer? $4,300 on DraftKings and DFS this week. Where are you at on Rico Dowdle?
I don't like him as much in DFS as I do Rachaad White, at least on DraftKings at 4,700, because the Seahawks have been getting crushed by pass catching running backs the entire year. And like, that's what Rachaad White does. And I know people want Sean Tucker to be a thing, but we saw Bucky Irving miss week 14. He played 10 snaps last year. And Rachaad White out-touched Sean Tucker 19-3 that game. Sean Tucker's played 2 offensive snaps all year. And the snaps that we've seen Rachaad White play this year have been good. Like he's actually been good. I still think it's going to be him. I also don't think you have to pay for any of these guys. Michael Carter, Rico Dowdle, Rachaad White included, because what has everyone been doing so far in DFS? The first thing they do, click Puka Nacua, click Christian McCaffrey. Guess who's not on this slate?
Yeah.
You're one of those guys. Sure, you can pivot and you can say, all right, well, then I'll just jam Jonathan Taylor in or Amon-Ra St. Brown. But like, this is a relatively loose slate. Quarterback is loose this week because we don't have Josh Allen. Lamar Jackson's not playing. You got Jalen Hurts against the Broncos. You've got Jaden Daniels coming off of injury, a multi-week absence without Terry McLaurin. Like, I mean, it's just you don't really need these running backs. So we've yet to hit a slate where like you need all these pay down options, like Darius Slayton this week. I don't know if people are going to get the Malik Washington, who also is probably going to be Josh Downs, the not playing 1 to 2 wide receiver sets. And people are going to be mad that Nick Westbrook-Akine is on the field in this game. So, I mean, it's a slate where I don't think you need to jam him in. If you were playing like, Panthers guys in this game, I think like guys like Tet and Tommy Tremble would be more interesting based on the matchup. But I think in season-long leagues, he's fine, right? Volume-based RB2. We've got Bijan on bye. We got Josh Jacobs on bye. Who else is on bye this week? The Steelers guys, and who's the other team on bye? I forget the fourth team. Oh, the DeAndre Swift, if people are playing him. So he slides into that volume-based RB2 bucket, right? So I don't have a problem with that. I'm not going to play him in DFS, I don't think, though.
I'm pondering it at 4,300. We'll see what the projections say on him, but we'll figure it out. All right, man. I think I'm gonna go grosser than you on this one.
I got another. We ain't done, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Arizona Cardinals -7 points at home against the Tennessee Titans. I mean, I have never really seen this. I think you tweeted this the other day. The Tennessee Titans have scored a touchdown on 6% of their drives. They're averaging 3.7 yards per play. That is horrendous. Their net adjusted yards per attempt is 3.5. That is a full yard worse than every other team in the National Football League, including the New Orleans Saints, including the Cleveland Browns, who just benched Joe Flacco for Dylan Gabriel. Now, you might notice, looking at some of these numbers, the Arizona Cardinals are not that far away from them because the Arizona Cardinals are not very good. But the Cardinals' defense is like mostly fine. They have a league average pass rush, league average passing defense, and it feels like to me that we are heading towards Bill Callahan getting fired, basically after the game. Now, as Nathan says, Cardinals 7-point favorites in the 4 p.m. What could go wrong? Absolutely nothing. But basically, this is more, to me, it's more about the Titans should be like 10.5-point dogs to every other organized football team in the league. They are that bad. And maybe, I don't know, maybe Cam Ward will show me something. Maybe Callahan will get these dudes to fight. But God, the Titans are so bad at every level.
Yeah, I have this one too. I think the best way to play this probably is this. This is probably a tease with Buffalo. You get them both through the key three. So that's probably how I would play this instead of just taking either one a la carte. I probably would just bring them down. Actually, I thought about almost taking the Patriots as the plus, just them to cover. I'm actually excited about that Sunday game. I want to see the truth of the Patriots because they haven't played anyone yet. And I want to see this as like a test for Drake May. But the Bills still have so many defensive injuries that I could see them hanging around. But I think, yeah, Cardinals, Bills, you can do a nice little 6-point tease there. All the books are hammering teases now. Like you're not getting like the value you would have like 2 or 3 years ago, but that's probably how I would play it. But I do have this one too for the sake of this show as well. So the Titans are just so bad. You got Cardinals rest advantage. They're probably gonna be able to run the football. This Titans defense is kind of like the cure-all. Honestly, not even the Titans defense. Like the Titans team is just like the cure-all for anyone. Like we saw with the Texans last week.
Cam Ward has been sacked 17 times already. 17 sacks already, man. That's just whose fault is it? Is it Callahan's fault? Is Cam Ward just terrible? Was he a bad number 1 overall pick? Like, I don't know.
I mean, the offensive JC Latham hasn't played since week 1. They threw a bag at Dan Moore, even though Dan Moore has been one of the worst tackles over the past 4 years. No one's like really talking about this. I've tweeted a little bit about like, dude, offensive line play in the NFL and offensive line health is such an epidemic in the NFL right now, especially this season. Like we just keep losing key linemen every week. Like it's down real bad, man.
Jacob Gibbs actually just tweeted this the other day, and he's doing offensive line health rankings, and like there's like 6 offensive lines that are left in the end.
Well, I tweet that the continuity rankings every year. Like I do them once a month, and I did the first month already. And 40% of the league has already had few. Their most frequently used offensive line has played fewer than half their snaps already. The 1 month of football in 40% of the league.
Yeah, it's really, really bad. All right.
I mean, dude, the first week of the season, Herbert looked like he was going to be like the biggest profit of any quarterback, and the offensive line's died, and he's been kind of pretty rough for fantasy football purposes these past couple weeks.
You would expect him to be scrambling a little bit more with that's just generally what happens, but they also haven't really needed to. Spoiler alert, we are going to talk about that game a little bit later on here. So I'll save my thoughts there. Okay, that was my 4 and your 2. We've done my 3, which was the Lions. What is your 3?
My 3 is the Fighting Jackson Darts. Yeah,
This is I didn't have the courage, so I'm really interested in your analysis here.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that they're dogs. This is another game where you just need them to win outright, and I believe that they do, because what's the best unit on the field in this game?
The Giants pass rush.
Yes, the Giants pass rush. Like Abdul Carter was absolutely destroying last week. They actually changed his position. He played outside off the right edge for a season high 25 snaps. He had 8 pressures, 5 quarterback hits. Rattler has been absolutely atrocious when he's been pressured this season. 4.7 yards per pass attempt. This is a game where in Dart's first start, the Giants played real conservative. They only had a 43.5% drop back rate. It was the second lowest in the NFL last week. This is a game that you can grind Cam Scadaboo, my son, Cam. If you guys have been seeing the bits. Yeah.
A couple of people commented on this video last week, and they were like, wow, it's incredible that Cam Scadaboo's dad is so good at fantasy football analysis.
Yeah. During the Texas game last year, I got flooded with like tweets. So I just like have swerved it. I always just swerve into it. I did a whole thing with like Crane on it, and it was pretty fun. But yeah, the Giants pass rush is the best unit. I think they'll be able to nurse Dart. The Saints have not led. They haven't run a single snap with the lead yet in a game this season. They've been outscored 44-7 in the first quarter of the season. Now they've been game, like they're sticking to the assignment, right? Like Kellen Moore has them where they're competitive enough but keep just losing like all these games. Where Dayball is still like fighting for his job, and like Kellen Moore's got like a carte blanche here, like in a sense, like especially if he goes this route. So yeah, I like the Giants to win this game outright.
So this one is not on my list because I'm pretty concerned sort of what the Giants offense is going to look like without Neighbors. They already had the lead when Neighbors went out in that game. And I'm a big Dart guy. I said he was a good pick when the Giants did it. I liked him as a prospect. I picked him up on a bunch of my fantasy teams. Like none of this is besmirching Mr. Dart. It's more about this feels like a relatively coin flip game. I think this will be a game that the Saints are going to play this game more like they played against the Bills. They're going to keep it on the ground. They're going to run a ton. I actually really like Alvin Kamara in DFS this week. I think this will be a classic 26 touch Alvin Kamara game. I don't think they'll be able to lean. I mean, maybe I'll be wrong and they'll end up leaning a bunch on Kendre Miller in this game. I just also Dart is like so live to take a freaking shot in the ribs right now in the middle of the game. I mean, he got smoked. They had a 26-yard run that a 26-yard scramble that Dart, I went and counted up. He got hit 4 times on this run, and then it got called back by an illegal formation penalty. And I'm just like, oh God, this guy.
He's the Drake May gene, man. Drake May will do this too, or Drake May will just like, I'm gonna try to truck this linebacker. I'm like, dude, it's like North Carolina, buddy.
Yeah, it's not that. Well, it was one of the things I was worried about with Jaden Daniels, that he actually has improved in his game, where like Jaden Daniels was getting smoked by SEC linebackers for no reason, and has not done near as much of that in the NFL. But I got this one's not on my list, but I have no issue with it because I love my boy Jackson Dart. It's very fun for more quarterbacks to play well. Like the fun upgrade going from Russell Wilson to Jackson Dart is like a 10x fun multiplier. So bring it on. Like let's keep going there. All right, we already did my 3. And did you say we already did your 2?
Yeah.
Wow. All right, we already did your 2. This one is not going to be popular with the folks at home. I
already know we have a different one
for number 1. Yeah, we probably do. It would be funny. This has not happened in a while where each of our number 1 was on the opposite sides of the same game.
No, we already know because you already teased that it wasn't.
I teased it. My number 1 is the Dallas Cowboys on the road against the New York Jets. You can get this at 2.5. The Dallas Cowboys, their weakness is probably the number 1 weakness that the Jets are worst predisposed to take advantage of, which is their secondary. Like, there's no game plan where Tanner Engstrom and Aaron Glenn have 40 dropbacks in the schedule here for Justin Fields. Now, he very well, over the course of this game, may end up dropping back that many times. And the Cowboys are in this really interesting spot where Dak Prescott basically has to play a perfect game for them to be competitive. But the Cowboys offense is actually fine. 5.9 yards
Yeah.
per play on offense. They are super strong and net adjusted passing yards per attempt. The rushing game, they are actually one of the few teams in the NFL who have added positive expected fantasy points or just positive EPA running, period. The
Hey,
offensive
Clayton
line
Adams,
is
man.
doing their job. Yeah. Yes, Clayton Adams, a huge part of that. Javonte Williams looks totally reinvigorated, something that I basically thought was totally impossible. But I just I don't know, man. I know it's in New York, and I know the Cowboys it's all held together with bubble gum and paper clips. But God, the Jets stink, dude, on offense. It's like you've got Fields, and if Fields has one bad decision, like if Fields, if Fields, should take off and run, but throws that play against the Steelers in week 1 where he had the first down running, but throws it to Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson gets blown up. Like if he just has a processing error, it is so hard for them to come back because they run this. Jacob Sanderson said this the other day. They run this fucking Service Academy rushing offense where it's just like, yeah, we're gonna have these 16 play field goal drives and that type of football. Coaches think of that as conservative. You know, if we're underdogs, we should play that way. But that's actually a higher variance way to play when you play that way because the consequences of getting stopped are so large. Yes, I'd like to see Justin Fields wriggle his way out of this one. I've been a pro Justin Fields guy his whole career. I've been above market on Justin Fields, both as a fantasy guy and as a real NFL guy. But the Cowboys they're just a better football team.
Yeah, I mean, this is a fun DFS game. I'm super excited about this game overall.
Yes.
All the guys.
All the
I
guys.
love I'm gonna sell you on a prop bet in this game too later.
Okay.
So yeah, we're gonna I mean, I don't have a problem with this. Both these teams are so bad on defense.
I mean the Cowboys as a road favorite. I mean, surely nothing could go wrong taking the Dallas Cowboys as a road favorite, right? All right, man.
Yeah,
your
this game feels like an over game for sure.
Oh,
I think
yeah,
that's the way to
definitely.
play this game. I know Warren said he had it in his models like it should be over 50.
I mean, a bad defense and a really good passing offense.
You would just be worried about the Jets having those chokeout drives where like they just melt a quarter of football.
Yeah, two 8-minute drives from the Jets, and you're just like you're punching air. All right, Reeves, man. Let's we have different number ones. What is your? Can I guess? Let me see if I can guess.
You already know it.
You're taking the Kansas City Chiefs 3 points over.
No,
the Jags?
I wish I'm curious to just talk more about the Chiefs with you, but I assume that you were going to take them. I mean, listen, I'm going to take the Texans, dude.
This is your number one is crazy. Yep. I know. Cooper
this defense is too good, man. This defense is too good.
Give me the sell.
Dude, the defense is allowing the fewest points per drive in the NFL. They actually did some things on offense. Nick Caley finally got some religion last week. It wasn't a lot, but they finally, got creative. They used a season high 50% rate of pre-snap motion, 22% play action rate. Those are season highs. So we're making some steps forward. I think if they score, they could score 10 points and cover this. I think we already seen Cooper Rush played them last year. He has Zay Flowers. He had CeeDee Lamb last year. This Ravens team has too many injuries, man. Matabuke's NAR, Roquan Smith's not going to play. We may not see Kyle Hamilton play. If the Texans score 13 points, they probably cover the spread. Like their defense is too good still against this Cooper Rush offense, man. I don't know, man. I'll probably get raked here, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah. So looks like Lamar. This opened at 9.5, and it is now with the Houston Texans.
It's still not a field goal though.
It's still not a field goal. So the market is saying that Lamar is worth roughly 11 points, or 12 points.
When all the injuries on defense too.
Yeah, I mean, does that even matter with CJ Stroud though? This guy, CJ Stroud is already doing press conferences where he says things like, "Yeah, man, I just need to get back to playing the way I did when I was younger." And I obviously don't appreciate the intricacies of offensive line play the way real ball knowers do. But the announcers last week in the Texans game, they kept killing CJ Stroud again. And this was against the Titans. They
But
kept
they stopped
saying
playing Nick Chubb.
they stopped playing Nick Chubb. That was big. But they just kept killing CJ Stroud, saying he's bailing out of the pocket too early. He's like, he is like,
Of course he is.
he's seeing ghosts. CJ Stroud.
Yeah. It was egregious team building.
Really, really bad. I mean, yeah, really bad. And they just traded away an offensive lineman.
Well, imagine trading for a Texans offensive lineman.
I was gonna say, imagine trading for a Houston Texans offensive lineman. It's preposterous. I mean, of course, I have no issue with this. Like, getting like less than a field goal for Cooper
They're on
Rush.
the road.
Yeah, I just I don't know. This version of the Texans, this version of CJ Stroud, this version and Nick Caley, like, I think you can you just kind of throw results against the Titans away? Like, are results against the Titans even real?
No. Also, like, the Ravens historically have always built their backup quarterback around someone where they didn't have to change their offense. It was really weird this year when they got Cooper Rush. So when Cooper Rush took over for Dak Prescott last year, Dallas went to 28th in yards per play, 28th in points per drive, and they scored a touchdown on the lowest rate of their drives. Yeah.
Yeah. So I got no issue with it, but no way am I'm too disgusted by the Texans experience.
I get it, man.
My number one, again, this one was a smidgen confusing to me. I'm taking the Washington Commanders getting 3 points at the Chargers. Now, the Chargers defense obviously is very good. They are 4th in the NFL in expected points gained. On defense, they have been just very good. The Commanders have not been particularly good. 7.5 net adjusted yards per attempt. That is Dolphins level-esque bad on passing defense. Now, the Commanders also have been in these spots where they've been up. They were up big against the Raiders. A lot of that passing production was fake. They lose to the Falcons last week, which is fairly brutal. They obviously smoke the Giants, and then who knows what to gain from that. Like, the Packers are gonna mess up a lot of teams' passing offense numbers. Like, look what offenses have done not playing the Packers after having played them. But really, I think this one is as simple as Jaden Daniels is back. Deebo Samuel actually is this is one of the crazy storylines of the year. I've been waiting for fantasy football analysts to start talking about this, but the Commanders traded for Deebo Samuel, wagering that it really was just pneumonia, and it really was just pneumonia. He's fine. He looks great. He's like horizontally.
Well, it's also the one offense he could transition from Kyle Shanahan to that fit for what he does, like what he's good at.
Yeah, but he's been probably more than what they expected out of him. Like, McLaurin goes out and he's just like, all right, give me 10 targets. Like, that's fine. I'm totally capable of doing that. You just mentioned about 10 minutes ago, the offensive line injuries for the Chargers hasn't reared its ugly head too much yet.
Well,
although
they lost to the Giants,
I was going to say a loss to the New York Giants is really, really bad. A loss to the Giants.
And a quarterback making his first career start.
Yeah. Yeah. And they honestly, they scraped by the Denver Broncos as well. Like, that one should have been an open and shut case. It was not an open and shut case. And if you really look at it, they're only super, like, this was a really good performance game of the year was against the Raiders. You know, the Chiefs game, like, how impressive was it to beat that version of the Chiefs game where Xavier Worthy gets assassinated, on the first drive? Like, I don't think any of that was that impressive. And maybe the Chargers 1 through 53 are a better team, but give me Jaden Daniels getting points in this spot. I got Commanders and Jaden. I think Jaden Daniels might already be, to me, in that category with Mahomes and Lamar, where I'm like, oh, these guys are getting points. Yeah, I want to be on that side. What are your thoughts there?
I'm scared of both of these teams this game. I don't really know how to feel about it. It was like last week when you were on the Commanders too, and I was like, I don't know. Like, you removed Terry McLaurin from this offense, and there's no explosion. As good as Debo's
I was
looked,
also really wrong about that because I was just like, oh, Jaden's playing, and then they ruled him out like Saturday
yeah.
morning.
I mean,
So.
but removing Terry McLaurin is massive for this offense. They just don't have any explosive playmakers. Like as good as Debo's been, it's still been like all underneath stuff. He did a nice little little wheel last week for the touchdown, but they have no downfield threat. There's no downfield threat in this offense right now. They don't have a run game really either. Like this three-headed backfield. They actually use their running backs at the lowest rate of any team in the NFL right now. They have their running backs to the lowest amount of team touches, the Commanders. So, I mean, I'm a little scared that just like, where are the big plays coming from in this offense? Maybe they don't need them here. Maybe it's enough. And then on the other side, this offensive line with both tackles being out is absolutely significant. These past 2 weeks, Herbert has been basically pressured on half of his dropbacks, 49% and 46%. We talked about Abdul Carter a little bit. And then under pressure, he's been 14 of 38 in those games, just 4 yards per pass attempt. So it's real tough. If they can keep him clean, this Washington secondary is banged up, but Washington's getting pressure on the quarterback too. So it's just a game I'm just real nervous about for both sides. It's a bummer because I thought originally, like probably if we would have told me we had this game at the beginning of the year, we would have been really excited for like a DFS perspective. Maybe we still get there. And then Debo's banged up too. So it's a lot of questions in this game.
A lot of questions, but I also have I have a long history being on the other side of Justin Herbert, and a lot of people, he's a social media quarterback again.
You're wrong.
He was. I know I'm wrong, but he's got to prove it to me, man. I know.
I get it.
Look, it's never been more clear that Herbert actually is who his fans have said he is. But it's still it's not his fault, but it's going to end up not mattering. Isn't that sort of unfair? It is.
It's the way football is analyzed. That's why these guys always win MVPs, right? Like it's the same thing.
Yeah, it's true.
So I no one else can win an MVP. That's not a quarterback.
What was your take watching the Kansas City Chiefs with Xavier Worthy back last week?
I felt pretty good about. I feel good. I feel pretty bullish, big picture. And I was someone that was even the offseason like, like are they gonna get it back? Like we'll again, like we still have to see it against a defense. Like we just talked about the Ravens defense, the state they're in. But right. I thought just adding that, Worthy was so explosive and coming into last week, just didn't know what we were gonna get. Like if he got hit, was he gonna wince? Could he lift his arm over his head? Like there's a lot of things. It was just like, what is really gonna happen? And like they didn't even care. Like they were running like end arounds with him, he had a
35-yard rush on an end around.
For no reason. Like it's like, yeah.
I got a take here.
Go ahead.
Him not being able to put his arm above his shoulder is actually bullish for him as a deep receiver because Mahomes has to put it into the breadbasket. Mahomes can't. When they kept missing last year, remember, I mean, you go search on Twitter, like Xavier Worthy near miss. It was always like the ball was out of bounds or he had to reach. Now you can't do that, Pat. All you could do is put it in the breadbasket, right? This
is such a Davis Galaxy brain.
Because they called that third down play that was like a 30-yard gain or whatever, and the ball was only
where he roasted Humphrey.
Yes, and it was just right.
I would like to see more of those throws from Mahomes. We've not seen a lot of those the opening month of the season.
Well, that was not even the good throw. The best throw was the Juju touchdown throw. That was it was an insanely good throw. The running game is still not going to be very good. Both Hunt and Pacheco have a really high success rate right now, but they're averaging less than 4 yards per carry because they both stink. But Andy and Matt Nagy both told the Chiefs beat writers this week. He said, yeah, we got to get Brashard Smith more involved. It was Brashard Smith played 19 snaps last week, almost got a touchdown in the red zone as well. So I think that's coming. I mean, obviously, I'm not all the way back in because the Bills are better than them in every phase of the game right now. But speaking of Justin Herbert being a social media quarterback, I mean, Josh Allen still has to do it, right? Still. Now, what's going to be interesting is this year, the game is going to be played in Buffalo. It's not going to be played in Arrowhead. So that is going to be a big wrinkle for the AFC Conference Championship game. But
once they get Rashee Rice back here, and I would still like for them. It was a bummer that Tyquan got shelved because I thought Tyquan was their best receiver the opening month of the year. It was a bummer that he took the hit of Worthy coming back, because I would love to see them when they're fully healthy have Worthy be in like the hybrid role where he's moving inside outside, Tyquan be like the Justin Watson, and then Rashee Rice is just gobbling up everything in the middle field. And you have
Well,
Kelsey
I think they might go that.
I hope that's what
direction,
it gets, but Rashee Rice is going to come back and like Rashee Rice is back, and if Worthy is this explosive,
he's
like
going to score so many fantasy points. He is going to score so many fantasy points, dude. It's going to be.
So that part makes me bullish about it, big picture, more bullish than I entered the year and felt even coming into last week.
I mean, before that game kicked off against the Ravens, Reeves, I was like, dude, Worthy's going to get hurt in like the first half again.
Well, in the opening drive, the Ravens went right down the field. And you're like, all right, like, here we go. Like,
yeah. And I guess that should show me to like, don't doubt these guys. They find a way.
Big picture, like from a real football stance, I think they have some flaws that might be like their run defense is not nearly as good as it's been in years past, which could be like, especially against like a team like the Bills, like you talk about like playoff Bills, like what are they going to want? What are they going to want to do? Especially if this run defense doesn't figure it out over the course of the season, but you still got Spags. Like Spags is always going to dial some stuff up, man.
Oh, dude, Spags had Lamar in prison with this. This is how I was so emotional during this game last week. A lot of ups and downs, but I was telling Pete and Pat, I was like, watch this zero blitz bullshit Spags is going to do. He thinks it's like the total cure versus Lamar, and Lamar did get 1 first down on it. And then he did not complete a pass against the cover zero for the rest of the game. Maybe because he was hurt. I don't know, but it did go down pretty quickly. All right, Reebs, we are here. A bunch of teams died in the Survivor last night. We're down to 96 teams already in this.
Yeah, there's a lot of Rams.
A lot of Rams. A lot of Rams went down in the pool. In the other 2 entries that I have left in this pool, look at some of the freaking Chargers, dude. Chargers and Packers, just disgusting stuff. But
yeah, we have the Cardinals left though.
We do. Yes. So we took Denver in week 1. We did get the Dallas freebie in week 2. We took Seattle in week 3, which is big. And then we took the Lions, and we did get the Texans out of the way last week. Survivor is very interesting this week because the team that is favored by the greatest amount of points in a lot of pools, including this pool, they have nutted matchups in the weeks that it goes to double picks. Like, so in a lot of pools, they're going to have this Minnesota game. So in a lot of pools, week 9 is a double pick week. And then I believe in Splash, week 12, it goes to double picks as well. And they get the Giants. So a lot of teams are not going to use the Detroit Lions.
Well, we can't use them either.
We can't use them either. We also have Arizona available. And it does feel like for us, Arizona is probably the pick, but I'm very curious your Survivor thoughts.
Yeah, I think this is I think it's a spot where you just burn Arizona. Like their upcoming schedule here, I just don't think provides a lot of spots where we're going to be really bullish on them until like the very end of like week 16, week 17. So them at home with the rest advantage against the Titans, I feel like it's just is what it is, man. It's just pretty clear.
I mean, yeah, I do think it is. I do think it is fairly clear. I mean, obviously, well, do you think that the Bills are a bad pick in Survivor this week? Because they're going to be very popular as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always scared of like the division games, even look like last night, like the Rams, like like I'm always scared of the division games and the Survivor stuff. So
yeah,
I would rather use the Bills. I would rather use the Bills later.
I like to. I was pretending earlier like I was really sharp for not using the Rams in any of my pools, but I was texting. I'm in some Splash pools with my wife's uncle, and he was like, "We're not taking a Thursday night divisional game. We are not taking the Rams."
Yeah,
just like total old school rule, So I was happy to not do that.
Bills still have games against the Panthers, the Browns, the Texans,
the Dolphins,
the Jets again if it gets there. Like I want to save the Bills.
How about the Bengals? How about they get to play the Bengals?
Yeah, the Bengals.
I mean, just Just pick against the Bengals go.
Arizona, though, you look at their upcoming schedule. Like I said, they're at home. They have a rest advantage, and then you look coming up. Like, when are we going to want to use the Cardinals again? Like, when are you going to feel good about using them again?
Yeah, they are not favored again, and these should be updated for today. They're not favored again until week 12 against Jacksonville.
And you're not going to feel good about using them against the Jaguars.
Yes. No. You really, actually, the Jaguars are good. Jaguars are way better than the Arizona Cardinals. So yeah, I think I agree with you, man. I think that we probably take the Arizona Cardinals, and we put our faith
chalk
in,
it up. Yep, we chalk it up. It is what it is.
Well, I mean, there are 95 teams left in this. Like you can straight, like, you could take the most selected team, or you could take the highest favorite team. 34 teams died last night. Like, it's I actually do get that, because I sometimes on a Thursday night game, I'm like, oh, I just want to sweat. Like, let's get a good sweat in. Like, I want a reason to stay up and watch this game. So I totally get it. And it was a good spot. I'm trying to see. So 33 teams took the Chargers last week, 32. And I took some of these Packers, and the 49ers getting picked last week as well. Do you like the Vikings for a game theory spot? That Dylan Gabriel making his first start. They stayed over in Europe, so they're acclimatized. And apparently, I saw this today.
I like that, acclimatized.
Acclimatized. The weather. Who would have thought October in Ireland? The weather is quite bad, so they haven't been able to get a good practice in for Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah, I saw some of that earlier. Still, the one wild card, though, is the Vikings have no healthy offensive linemen against the Browns pass rush. So, yeah, this one is in London, too. It's
it's in London. Okay. All right.
They stayed over from Ireland last week.
I actually don't know the answer to this. Is Ireland...
They have backup linemen out this week.
Oof. Is Ireland and England in the same time zone? Like, is London and Dublin the same time zone?
That is a great question.
All right, let's find out.
I assume so, right?
I assume so. Is Dublin and London in the same time zone?
You are historically the non-time zone dude, though. So
I don't get it at all.
Chat is divided on this one. Chat one, we have a chat yes and a chat no. So no one knows the answer to this question.
Yes, according to timeanddate.com, Dublin and London are both UTC +1. So that would be universal time clock +1, which means yes, they are the same. So that's the research that you need this week. The Minnesota Vikings are fully acclimatized to the time zone change, whereas the Browns are not. Tough spot for the Cleveland Browns, Reeves.
It is. Still a bunch of backup linemen against the Browns.
Yes.
Wild card. Like this game could be 10-6. Like,
oh yeah, I mean the total fell down to 35 to 35 and a half. Yeah, it's
this game is gonna have 52 runs in it. Like, Quinshon Judkins and Jordan Mason runs.
They sure are. All right, Reeves, you're about to go do Sharp Angle, or you're about to go do the Upside Show.
The show with Hilo. Yeah. Are we doing a prop thing or no?
Oh yes.
Or you got to get out of here.
No. Nez just showed up, but we can cook here real quick. Nez, you can sit and
we'll blow through it.
Well, yes, we got the okay. I did want to make sure to mention this, guys. If any of you are watching this and have not deposited on Underdog yet, you literally have to do this in the next 3 days, because anything you enter, you can put the +30 boost on. So use code Davis, get a free deposit match, and then let's boost it up. Let's Reeves, let's get boosting. Are we starting with Jahmyr Gibb, longest rush?
Yeah, we probably could do or the David Montgomery anytime for your Cincinnati for the narrative street.
Let's do that. Let's start. This will probably be the thing that I put the most money on this weekend. Will be David Montgomery to score an anytime touchdown. So there we go. That's one. Hit me. Who do you want to look up next?
I want to look at Breece Hall receiving yards.
I bet it's going to be 22.5.
It was
26.5.
Yeah, we've already killed this because I've thrown a bunch of money at this
We
already.
could do longest reception, 12.5 yards. Do you like that?
Yeah, that's cool too. I like that as well.
Bang. All right.
Cowboys are getting killed out of the backfield every week by running backs, and Breece Hall's literally the second target on the team.
There we go. All right. That one works for me. I am going to go to Alvin Kamara, and I'm going to take Alvin Kamara higher than 14.5 rush attempts. I think this is going to be a body blows game. Scatterboo and Kamara should be they should lead the graphics for this game. I think that's how both teams want to play there. Who do you want to look up next?
I got another running back receiving prop. Woody Marks.
I love these.
Woody Marks receiving yards.
All right, what do we think it's going to be? I'm going to guess it is.
I bet it at 15.5. What is it at now?
We'll do. I was spot on. It is 16.5. And
right.
do you like 16.5 or do you like receptions better?
Both of those are really too low. I mean, the Ravens also are allowing 50 yards per game to running backs out of the backfield.
That's perfect. We're gonna take the receptions for the little extra booster Reno there. I want to do I wonder if they have a Rachaad White one up yet.
His receiving stuff is going to be good too.
I like Rachaad White 3.5 receptions or 11.5 longest receptions. Thoughts?
I like the raw total receptions as well. I mean, for his career, he's averaged just under 4. Seattle has been really good against the run, but they're getting crushed in the receiving game to running backs.
And that's what the Buccaneers are doing with their offense with all the wide receiver injuries as well. They're just like
the last 2 weeks, their screen rate has basically doubled.
Yeah. All right, that is 5. So I need 2 more from you.
Gosh, we could have did a whole like running back receiving one. We should have made a whole ticket just running back receiving one. Don't you guys and Nez? I hung out for a little bit because I had you guys in the background while I was writing before I got on. And
yes,
you guys do like themed ones.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to start doing themed ones as well.
We should.
What else do we got here that we could throw at the board that I really like? Because I don't want to do it. Oh, did you? Well, we did a Lions running back one, so I said we could.
Hey, buddy, we could do 2 Lions running back ones on the same one.
Well, do you want to just do a JMO? Do you want to do a JMO? You want to get a JMO in here?
Yes, I do. I'd like to do anything you like on Jameson Williams. Touchdown, yards, longest reception, anything.
Yeah, I need that. What is his longest catch? It's got to be like 25 or something, right?
It's 29 and it's 22.5. Let's see if sometimes with the boost it won't. Yeah, it's not going to let us do the rocket ship there. So let's take him to score a touchdown. JMO 1. I mean,
just do let's do just the 49.5 yards, right? Like that's like he's going to get there this week.
That's good. He's going to do it. I was going to say he's going to do it. He's going to do it on one catch.
Are you playing him this week? Are you mixing some JMO?
Oh yes, I'm going to be mixing in some Jameson Williams. All right, I'm going to go to Indianapolis and Las Vegas, and I'm going to take Ashton Genty higher than 17.5 receiving yards. That was like the number one buy thing for me last week. Was I think he just looked awesome in the receiving game. I think he's going to look awesome in the receiving game again. Bowers questionable, didn't practice on Thursday. I think he'll replace some of that short yardage stuff if Bowers is not able to play. Bring us home, Reebs.
I got one from that same game that I also bet already. I did Alec Pierce longest reception in this game.
Oh, that's really good.
The Raiders are being crushed on downfield.
17.5 is so low for that. That's perfect. That almost gets us to 100x. So we're gonna toss 11 real ass dollars on that. There you go, folks.
Real ass dollars.
Real ass. No more site credits. All right, Reebs, tell the people about the high-low program and angles and upside, and then we'll get you out of here.
Yeah. After you guys get off of here, head over. We'll be doing Searching for Ceiling, where we kind of walk through the slate and talk about some of our favorite kind of like grosser plays. We do talk about some of the chalky stuff too, but we usually talk about how to play against the chalk on that show. So it's always kind of fun to do a little bit of walk through that. Crane is like on some excursion this week, so I'm not doing the show at Crane this week.
That's right. Yeah.
Because you guys usually do a Friday show at Crane too, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So not doing that. So I'll have a nice little chill afternoon after I get off with high-low. Maybe cut the grass, do some dad shit. I don't know. So like
I'll see you out there. out there. My lawn desperately needs it. All right, everyone. Make sure you're checking out Reebs' stuff on Sharp Football Analysis. Welcoming in one Mr. Nathaniel Takes. It's Boostober, bro. How are you celebrating this most sacred of holidays for us?
They're actually rebranding it in my app to call it Losetober because I've done nothing but just absolutely punt for the last 2 days, which is really upsetting because I've been on a hell of a heater up
Yes,
until
you kept
Boostober
reloading. You kept
has
reloading
hit.
the
Yeah,
Starbucks gift card.
yeah, I was like, it was just unbelievable, and I think I just like really went full Icarus on that with the gifting, and yeah, here we are now, and I'm licking my wounds big time. You're gonna love this, Davis, or maybe you won't. I last night, I was this is like true Icarus. I took lowers on CMC fantasy points. Um, so he had like the most nutted game ever, and he hits the higher by like point 0.1.
Oh
So
yeah.
despite all of that, he's still like I'm calling that so directionally accurate. It's not even fair. Uh, but you know that's what happens when you try to fade CMC. A hilarious like heat check, but I'm gonna go ahead and just like call that a moral dub.
I'm so pissed off that Demarcus Robinson got that cheap ass fake reception of the 2-minute drill at the end of the first half. I knew his ass was not going to be involved in the offense. I knew MVS was going to play. I was so tilted losing Demarcus Robinson lower than 2.5 receptions. It's just it's unfair and it's unjust.
It is, and then Zelon's in the chat. I also had a terrible beat with Rodone in the Sox game. Just incredibly like bad running, but that's okay. I'd rather lose because like I'm close than like wow I'm not seeing this shit at all. So like
Yeah,
that's kind of
no. Oh,
nice.
dude, I would rather be tilted. I lost by half a reception than I went 0 for 7 and
Yeah.
it wasn't even close. If I just went dude, if I just went the other way on that 6v6, I win all the money.
Exactly. And one last point of commiserating, I was all over JMO last week in dog bowls, like 26% JMO. His season high in targets per route run last week, and just doesn't connect on anything. Just the last point I'll make about just what the hell happened to my luck, because I'm getting it all back this week. I can feel it. Shout out Reeves, obviously just went. I'm a little disappointed no Reeves and Karain for their show, since Karain's MIA, since that's been like one of my favorite shows that's been coming out on a week-to-week basis. That's where it's at, man.
Yeah. I mean, turns out Reeves knows a lot about football.
Who knew?
Turns out Karain also knows a lot about football. I really enjoy reading the walkthrough every week. So here's the deal, man. We're gonna cook a couple 8-leggers with the boost responsibly, of course. But then we also we still have to give the people the slides, because the thing is Underdog realizes they can't give us the 30% unlimited boost and give us infinite slides, because they know that we'll bankrupt them. Where if we could 30% boost the JSN over 149 receiving yards, St. Brown to score 2 touchdowns, there wouldn't be a company left. They'd have to do another funding round.
I mean, we can we not? Or does the boost not apply to slides?
So watch what happens. Like here, let's do a Trey Tucker slide to.
I haven't tried this yet.
All right, so we're gonna slide Trey Tucker to 100 yards, because obviously that's gonna happen, and then we're gonna slide Jonathan Taylor to score twice. All good. I'm gonna click my little promo button here. I'm gonna click the boost over. Oh, it's actually gonna let us do this one. So some of the boosts it doesn't let you do. Some of them, some of the slides, it does not let you do. For whatever reason, it is giving us this one. But let's do it, man. Let's start cooking. Let's cook ourselves a little 8-legger, and you're a guest in my domicile, so you can go first.
All right, we going happy vibes here, or just like any vibes?
We'll go any vibe you want. Then we'll do the Hateful 8. Then we'll do tuds.
Okay. All right, well, I'll save the Hateful 8s, because man, this is like the best lowers lobby I've seen.
It's a really good lowers week
in a while. So let's go hires. You guys hit this, but Jonathan Taylor, higher receiving yards against Vegas. I really, really like. I think they're still going to try to establish it with JT. That's just what they do. Vegas, kind of a strong rush defense here, but the JT receiving role just seems to be there really no matter the game script. So he's hit this every single week. Not that I think that that's like a good, way of doing it of analysis, but JT's receiving role is real. And I like this.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to go to the Washington Commanders at Los Angeles Chargers game. And I'm just going to, you ready to get mad right away? You ready to book our first insane tilt? I'm going to take Lad McConkey higher than 4.5 receptions. I refuse to believe, man. I refuse to believe that this guy stinks now. I won't have it. I won't take it. I'm going to need at least 3 more weeks before I truly capitulate on Lad McConkey as the wide receiver 3 on the Chargers.
I like this. I like this one. This is like an awesome spot for the Chargers, where you have just an awful pass defense that they're going up against, and with the Commanders in terms of their secondary. Man, if this is not a get right spot for Lad, then I think we just need to talk about QJ like dethroning Jamar Chase as wide receiver 1 or something. If
Lad goes 3 for 32 in this spot, like just end me, dude.
Kill me, dude.
End it. On Redacted, he went from $6,700 in salary to $5,500 this week.
Oh, for God's sake. Oh, that's gonna be so hard to avoid. I haven't even done my redacted stuff yet, but that's gonna suck.
Spoiler alert! I will be, dude. But the Sims except the Sims don't even think no, they don't. At Run the Sims has him for like 11 points now. They're just like, yeah, he sucks. So
yeah, that's like a 10% play or something. I don't even know. All right, let's keep this thing rolling. I'm gonna go. Kind of an interesting angle here, but Sam Darnold higher on the pass yards, 234.5 at home against the Bucks, where you can't really run against the Bucks, man. And Sam Darnold has been extremely effective when he's asked to throw the ball. I'm not really worried about him being able to hit this number, honestly, because I think the Bucks will be able to. I mean, the spread is pretty tight in this spot. I think the Bucks will be able to kind of force the Seahawks off their game, not just because you can't really run effectively against the Bucks, which is what the Seahawks want to do, but also I think Tampa's going to be able to put up some points against this really strong Seattle defense. So yeah, I like this number for Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold truthers, just so stronger than ever, actually.
Yes. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers giving up absolutely nothing via the run. I'm trying to get the exact number. So they have given up 3.3 yards per carry on 102 rushes. It's like insane how good they have been.
And they just played the Eagles too, so not that the Eagles are like good right now, but yeah.
So since we have the boost on, first off, I'm just gonna check and see if it'll let me slide. Okay, so it's not gonna let me slide there. So I'm just gonna take 80.5 because we have the boost on. So I'm gonna eat the correlation penalty here, and I'm gonna take Jackson Smith and Jigba higher than 80.5 receiving yards.
Yeah, I like it. Jason, good player, good pick.
Yeah, he is. With the market has been quick to anoint Puka. I mean, JSN has been at not quite as good, but he has been the next tier below. Like if we were redrafting today, JSN would be a first round pick. He really would be.
I know it's really interesting. Like him and Garrett Wilson kind of had like similar questions in terms of can they do good things in best ball, where they went. And it turns out they're both just like, oh yeah, like what happens if they are the only play for the pass game? Turns out these guys are talented and can make it work.
Who knew? Who knew?
Yeah.
It was impossible to know.
All right, let me go and take a higher here with Cam Skattebo, 66.5 rush yards. I love this for like a million different reasons. One, Scatterboo rocks. Two, the Saints play fast as hell, so should be a lot of opportunities for the Giants to run a lot of plays. The Saints stink at a lot of things in all aspects of their game, and I think the Giants are going to want to run the ball if they can help it. Obviously, should be it shouldn't be crazy for them to be in positive game script here. Scatterboo should see a ton of work, man. He's like the only guy in the backfield right now.
This was, I believe this was Thorman's number 2 pace and snaps game over on ETR. So both of these teams play relatively fast. The issue you run into with both teams playing relatively fast is if one of them has like a really crazy good drive, that could mean they play really fast, but they run 14 plays for 8 minutes. Because they're just dunking the ball down the field or running the ball down the field. On that same notion, can I interest you in higher than 3.5 receptions on Rashid Shaheed? His routes got trimmed back last week, but Juwan Johnson is legitimately questionable with an ankle injury. And I actually, this is just Pete Cope, but Shaheed trimming his routes back a little bit, but only running the good routes is actually more what I want from him. It's a real Marvin Mims-ass situation. 3.5 receptions for Rashid Shaheed.
I like it. I'm a Shaheed guy. I've no problem with this. I like this game in general. Like I might even go back to this game one more time. And I don't know if three players from this game is too much for you to handle, but no. I want to throw in Kendre Miller higher rush yards. The role just keeps getting better.
God, 28.5 rushing yards is a lot. We're gonna do it.
Really?
But that's it. Yeah, my read on this game is this is like a super winnable game for the Saints. Kellen Moore does not want to get fired. I think we might see a ton of Kamara here.
Dude, they understand that Kamara is washed. I think the role just has not been getting better for Alvin Kamara. And
don't say my goat is washed, bro.
Dude, 4 receptions for 2 yards last week. Please.
It's the Bills, dude. Look, I would never say no to you. We're gonna take it, but I want it known that this to me is an Alvin Kamara week. He's very good in. Have you heard of these underdog draft games? He's less than 50% drafted. Yet is going to carry a much better projection than everyone's favorite sleeper, Rachaad White or Rico Dowdle. Just something to think about. All right, I want to go. Okay, actually, I'm gonna say I have an all-time Hateful 8 for Houston. Let's go.
Hateful 8's gonna bang this week. I might run it 6 times because I feel so good about it.
All right, I've not looked at these yet, but I'm wondering if there's anything available for Michael Carter or Amari DiMercato. Can I interest you in 9.5 receiving yards for Amari DiMercato?
Yeah, that seems to be a pretty split backfield. I'm down.
I mean, he had 2 for 13. Actually, had no receiving early on. That's kind of interesting, but I think he's just going to be locked in to being a minimum their passing down back, but also is like he is drawing live to just start over Michael Carter. I don't think that's like the most likely thing. There we go. We got that to a perfect round number. It's always like I'd like to be able to be eligible to win $1,000 if I put $10 into the DFS pick'em entry streets. So Beautiful. the first 8-legger is JT receiving yards, Ladd receptions, Darnold passing yards, JSN receiving yards, Scatterboo higher rushing yards, Shaheed receptions, Kendre Miller 28.5 rushing yards, and Amari DiMercato higher receiving yards. Now, buddy, I hope everyone is ready to hate because this is an all-time hateful spot.
It's just overflowing with hateful picks here. And man, I don't even know where to begin, but I mean, where I want to begin, I think, is on your boy Alvin Kamara and take a lower on his fantasy points.
Wow. All right. Hey, I'm not saying we never say no around here. You know, if it's good enough for you, it's good enough for me. 12.95 fantasy points. That's a lot of fantasy points for a guy who doesn't project to score that many touchdowns. I don't know. How does this still exist, man? 33.5 rush yards and 9.5 rush attempts for Nick Chubb. I'm calling generational wealth here on Nick Chubb lowers.
All right, which one do you want to play? What's your favorite?
Let's just do the 9.5 rush attempts on this one. He could, I guess, against the Baltimore defense, he could theoretically have a 27-yard rush. But either way, in any Nick Chubb lower, fantasy points, rush TDs, rushing plus, just all of them. All of them.
Yeah, you name it, and it's a good pick. Woody Mark season is so here. I don't even think Nick Caley can miss that.
Yeah, it's sad. Age comes for all of us. The game is the game. All right, man. Where are we going next?
All right, we're actually going back to this New Orleans game. I'm just all over this one here. I'm taking a lower on Darius Slayton receiving yards. I'm well aware.
This is so sharp.
Well aware that Malik Neighbors is hurt. I've heard. I'm weeping. I'm sad for him. But Slayton just did not run a lot of routes last week, despite Neighbors leaving the game. And for Jackson Dart, man, I just don't necessarily think that this is like a priority for them. I'm taking a lower on Slayton receiving yards. 41.5 is just like a lot for Slayton. When so far this season, man, we've seen good usage, but yeah, man, I'm out on this spot here.
Darius Slayton averages the last 2 years under 35 yards per game. So that is a 16 game sample. And actually, if you take the totality of his career, other than the rookie year where he banked all those like crazy long receptions, it's like well under 35 in like a 60 game sample. So I'm totally cool with that one.
Yeah, this number, man, I just think is just based on him running like really hot on limited like usage. Like he's really not on the field that much.
No. And I mean, he'll get a little bit of more usage, obviously, but probably what it's going to be is we're going to have a lot of Daniel Bellinger, a lot of Jalen Hyatt, a lot of Daniel Bellinger in this game. Wide receiver from Auburn. It's giving Darius Slayton vibes. I'm in.
Man, I wish we could play that clip more, but unfortunately.
I guess Underdog is going to keep giving away a stimulus package. The United States federal government should consider looking into this to wipe out their debt. We're going to take lower than 14.5 rush attempts on Chase Brown. This has been a no-hoper for Chase Brown in each of the two games. I believe he got, what did he get? 10 in each of them. 10 and 10. We think as a 10.5 point dog here against the Lions, we think it's changing. I mean, what is going on, brother? The line should be 9.5.
This is nuts, man. This is absolutely nuts. I can't even get to Chase Brown in dog bowls. Like he's there in like the 5th and 6th round, and I'm just like, my team has no hope with Chase Brown on it. Even if he scores a touchdown, what's he getting to?
9.6.
Yeah, I can't, man. It's not happening. It's just not happening, even at home.
No, it's not. All right, that is a solid 4. Where are we going next?
All right, we're gonna take a lower on Tony Pollard. 12.85 fantasy points, man. No, thank you. Has he even been close to this? Has he even been close? Yeah. I guess he got 12.9 1 week. So shout out to him for 12.9 1 week. Hilarious. Yeah, it's not happening, man. You're 7-point dogs to the Cardinals.
7-point dogs to the Cardinals is crazy work. All right. I'm hoping that okay, here let me give you these options.
Okay.
Lower than 0.72 rushing or receiving touchdown for Ramondre, lower than 32.5 rushing yards, lower than 2.5 receptions, or lower than 7.95 fantasy points for Ramondre.
Let's do the rush yards.
Yeah. There obviously are many reasons for this. First being they're giant road dogs, so it's hard to run anyway. And we obviously have seen the cracks in the armor. And we all if he does fumble, he is going to get benched in this game. Also, is the
Vrabel cannot be considered serious if Ramondre fumbles again and he doesn't trot out even just Antonio Gibson. I mean, come on, man. It's well due, long overdue, really.
Yeah. All right, man. Where are we going next?
This is where I'm having some like back and forth on if I want to do this or not. Cause like
I'm ready to support you.
It has to be the spot, but like, is it going to be Bryce Young lower pass yards?
I mean, what? Okay. If it's 235.5 or higher, okay. I'm with you.
Okay. No.
How bad is it?
It's really bad, dude.
Dude, okay. Lower. I'm down. I think passing, first off, yardage lowers are the sharpest wagers on the market right now because the market has still not fully adjusted for the new kickoff position stuff. But 212.5 passing yards is like nothing.
Okay. That's fine. We can go elsewhere, but yeah, I'm just. It really does feel like it's beyond Jover here for Bryce Young, but like this is definitely the now or never spot at the same time. So like, yeah, that's fine.
I actually have a stat for you on this that you might find compelling, which is that quarterback in aggregate facing the Miami Dolphins defense would be the number one quarterback in fantasy football. So totally I'm actually, I'll give you an alternate under here. I will give you Rico Dowdle lower than 56.5 rushing yards.
Yeah, I'll play that. I wasn't aware of like his struggles this year, but Corinne in the walkthrough was painting like a pretty ugly picture for Rico. Obviously going to have like a ton of work here, but yeah, let's do the lower on Rico here.
All right. It's just this will be a nice way to hedge out because I've been drafting him in 6-mans because he's gonna be like
I've done it.
What he's like gonna be like 8% drafted or something, and you have a starting running back who no one wants. All right, man. Cap us off. I shot you down. So
That's
this
fine.
you have carte blanche.
I don't think so. Like, please, if you want to address this while
I mean, this guy, Ben, must just be the sickest crusher because he just every day he's just like, here's 10 Membies. He must just be killing the game. I love him and I appreciate him.
That's awesome, man. Shout out to the Short Kings. Davis, feel free to tell me no on this one.
Okay. I did give you carte blanche though.
I know, but like, just tell me if I'm crazy here. Saquon Barkley lower rush yards.
Oh no, this is a lock basically.
80.5, man.
Dude. He's averaging less yards per that from scrimmage per game.
I know. Like it just feels.
You know what? We somehow have already gotten to 158x on this. I don't know how we got there. I guess we must have gotten a good multiplier in. So why don't we do this instead? Why don't we go to lower than 99? Oh, they're not going to let us slide it, bro. They don't. All right, there you go. It was meant to be. It was meant to be. BOOSTOBER. God, imagine this one hits, bro. Imagine you're casually watching this one on YouTube, and this is the one you don't tail.
Oh, come on,
and
man.
You just left $7 for $1,174.74 on the table.
Personally, I couldn't forgive myself, but I don't want to speak for the rest of the crowd here. I couldn't live with myself.
I don't either. All right, now that was that was the Hateful Eight. No one likes it, but it must be done. Let's give people a little bit of a preview of our dog bowl strategy here, because we're gonna do an 8-leg touchdown only entry on Underdog. I don't I don't think 129x is going to be required this week. If you are in the Dog Bowl qualifier, I do wonder if it will change the field strategy though. Do you think people are going to be like, oh, dude, 129x with Tommy Tremble in the first quarter hit?
I know. I feel like it's going to be like a barbell where like the 50 to 60x range, like the 60 to like 40x range is going to be barren, and then everybody's going like 100x to like, you know what, maybe just like a 12x gets it done. You know, just that's kind of how I'm seeing things. But I'll kick us off, man. I'm going to go Breece Hall touchdown.
Oh,
No dog at all on this. I don't know if you heard Braylon Allen out indefinitely. So yeah, give me Breece Hall here. All the usage against Dallas, who I don't need to tell you as, you know, the diehard Cowboys fan here.
They are saying that. Yeah.
that he's no good.
All right. I will take I'll take the found money here. I'm wondering if the fantasy community can actually get David Montgomery. We're going to take David Montgomery at 0.81x. So I don't know if do you ever do college football pick'ems on
only
Underdog?
If somebody tells me what to play.
So sometimes a running back in college football will be in such a good spot that their touchdown multiplier is only available for 1.5 touchdowns.
Oh wow.
Yes. So I wonder if the fantasy community can get people in on that. Also, people are saying they did not get the Hateful link, so I will go. Let me as
Okay.
Nez discusses his next touchdown, I'm going to go back and get you guys the correct link to that one. But David Montgomery touchdown.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I'm gonna go. This is gonna be another sub 1x, but Devon Achane against the Carolina Panthers, 0.88x. So like we're not even down to David Montgomery territory, but no Tyreek Hill.
That's actually crazy low, I feel.
I think this should be like close, like it should be David Montgomery or lower. I think personally, just like given the matchup, no Tyreek Hill, Achane already gets like a ton of work for how many snaps he sees. I don't see that changing here. So yeah, give me Achane finding the end zone.
All right, I love it. This is what I'm gonna do because I love you. I lost the link. I'm gonna go back and redo it.
Okay.
This is how serious it is. So it's Chase Brown, lower rushing attempts. It is Rico Dowdle, lower rushing yards. It is Barkley, lower rushing yards. This will really teach me to be organized. It is Pollard, lower fantasy points. That Barkley one is crazy. What would Barkley have to do to meaningfully have his lines be altered? Because he's been hard. He's been like bad.
Yeah, it's concerning, and I think nobody just wants to believe it. I don't want to believe it.
I saw, I forgot, one of these guys who's really good at fantasy football analysis on Twitter was saying that a huge part of it probably is related to the offensive line play. They're averaging like way fewer yards before contact average. And so obviously a player like him is going to be, you know, relatively susceptible to poor offensive line play. There you go. I'm putting $1 more on this one. There you go, boys. We did it. We got it. Yeah. 400 curse. I mean, people are saying it more and more. I guess that could be.
The OC's not doing
curse.
Any favors either. Like,
no.
At all.
No. All right. We're back. We're locked in. Everyone got the Hateful 8 link. Devon Achane, David Montgomery, Breece Hall to score a touchdown. I'm trying to decide if I want to do another Detroit Lions player. That might be, you know what? Actually, I'm going to have the courage of my convictions. I'm taking Ashton Genty to record a touchdown in this game. People, I've already gotten in the YouTube comments, beating victory lap after a matchup against the Bears. Yes. Believe it or not, in my opinion, scoring 35 fantasy points in a game is actually good. That's just my opinion. But I'm going to say that scoring 35 fantasy points in a game is actually good. And I think Bowers being out is going to shift even more to G&T. So there you go. We are up to 7.12x without the boost.
We're still waiting on the legitimacy of that Bowers practice report, right?
He is almost certainly going to play with the biggest brace you've ever seen. Just a brace. The size of that brace is going to actually like alter the gravity around him. Might make him more likely to get targets because it's creating gravitational force. Yes.
I love it. Yeah, no, I think you might be right. All right, we're gonna go. This is just a slightly spicy. Our first wide receiver touchdown here is going to Nico Collins. And
Wow.
if you can name like 3 healthy Ravens, hats off to you. Because I can't. And Nico's still Nico. His cast of characters around him stink. CJ Stroud, bit of a bounce back game last week. Yeah, Nico's fine in the end zone, man. It's preordained.
Yes. Roquan Smith.
There
Healthy? I don't know if he's healthy or not.
I don't even know.
I do know he's on that team. All right. You know what? Potentially hot take here. Marvin Harrison Jr. scores a touchdown against the Tennessee Titans. He's back. He's locked in. It was so over for him in that game, and then it was so back for him. We all know Trey McBride can't score touchdowns, so we are going to take Marvin Harrison Jr. to score a touchdown.
They really just needed to see the ball go through the net there.
Yes.
And they did. I hope that they learned something because, like, the NFL would be much better if Marvin Harrison was a dude. I'm still not sure, but, like, the Titans obviously stink. And I hope Kyler learned a lesson. They're like, man, if I just, like, throw it to Marv, just throw it at him. Even if he's blanketed in the end zone, in the red zone.
Don't let him think.
Yeah.
Don't let him if he has time to think, put him in a spot to react.
There you go.
Put him in a spot to react. That's what you got to do with someone like Marvin Harrison Jr. All right, one more Nathaniel.
Okay. I want to go. Do you want this to be main slate or can I give us
permission to adjourn?
Because that's going to be really good whenever all 7 of our plays
you have
hit,
all green dots.
Yes. Yeah, and then everybody's gonna be like, Davis, dude, the octopus is gonna hit. And we're gonna just be sitting back, chilling, because all we need is Josh Allen to run the ball into the end zone by himself. And I think their team total here is like 1 million points against the Pats. So yeah, this is definitely happening. I'm super stoked for this game. I think this is gonna be a lot of fun. A game that is typically not fun, but will be fun this year.
Typically is terrible. Let me just try and do one slight amendment. Can I interest you in just taking James Cook to score instead? The multiplier is fractionally different. So with Josh Allen, it's 68.4, 59.11 with James Cook. And I mean, just frankly, we know, dude, it's Liam's birthday week. I'm just saying it is literally like Liam turned whatever age he turned yesterday, and you guys think James Cook isn't scoring him a touchdown so that he can tweet on his birthday during a fucking primetime game? Fantasy nerds kept fading James Cook. They thought he was going to regress.
Liam's actually like 120, but he just has a deal with the devil to be infinitely youthful.
We're going to take Josh Allen.
All right.
Now I know this is not for the dog bowl because the token is not out yet.
This is just it's in spirit.
And this actually protects our strategy anyways. So yes, we are going to have 7 green dots, but it's not going to end on Sunday night. We're gonna have 7 green dots. We're gonna have 7 green dots. Oh, Worthy doesn't have a touchdown up.
What? Are they scared?
They're scared, dude. They're incredibly scared of maybe if I refresh, am I gonna lose these? I'm not gonna lose all these picks if I refresh, right? No, they're still there. All right, show me. They really are scared. They knew me is watching right now,
Yeah.
and he's like, I know what Davis is gonna do, and I can't give it to him. Too many
I don't know.
people would tail.
I don't know whether to like ridicule you or credit you for, being off the Chiefs last week, but man, they're
you should probably ridicule me because they looked like the fucking Death Star again.
dude, I told you, like they're here, man. They are absolutely here. And once they get Rice back, it's so over. Like it's so over. I don't know what their Super Bowl odds are, but probably as soon as I get after this, I'm gonna find a way to wager dollars on that outcome.
At least AFC Conference Championship odds. All right. I'm actually going to end this. I'm going to start our morning with a green dot instead.
Oh, there we go. Top of the morning.
This is always dangerous because it can mean that the second you open up your dog application as the game starts, you're like, God, the red dot is so tilting. But high confidence here. Jordan Mason to score a rushing or receiving touchdown against the Cleveland Browns. Look, I get it. I know they're so good. They're acclimatized, dude. Jordan Mason is speaking with a Gaelic accent right now. He's locked in, dude. He's never been more locked in. Jordan Mason to score rushing touchdown. If you put $7 into if you put $8 into Pick'em Champions for this touchdown DFS Pick'em entry, you'll be returned $1,054. Not financial advice, but I did that with my own non-site credit money. And now we are going to do the super slider and we're going to get out of here.
All right. This is that one felt good. That one felt good. Felt really good as a matter of fact.
Yes, it did.
Okay. Super slider. Jordan Mason. That's beautiful. All right. I think I was talking about Bryce Young lowers earlier and like, I jumped the gun. You kind of talked me off that. I want to slide Teterow and McMillan.
Yeah.
You tell me, do you prefer receiving yard slide or reception slide? Because
for sure receiving yards, because his ADOT has actually been respectable. Yeah. It just has not all come through for him yet. Oh, sorry. The link for the touchdown one is in the description, but I'm also going to copy it and put it in the YouTube chat. There you go. Yeah. Teteroa buying on McMillan is like number one this week. Got to do it. If you're creating a grocery list, put buy low on Teteroa McMillan on your grocery list. Don't forget, write it down on a piece of note paper. If you have to for Teteroa McMillan, I'm completely with you. Now
we're going 99.
We're going 99.5 receiving yards on him. Now I would like to do some kind of Dallas or Jets slider. There is right now, for whatever reason, they don't have a Garrett Wilson one available, so that is a little bit annoying. Oh man. All right. Are you ready to get rid of our mid curve? Are you ready to just accept what's happening in the universe?
Let's go. What are we doing?
99.5 receiving yards for Quentin Johnston against the Washington Football Commanders. Just say, you know what? Lad can get his little 4.5 receptions that we need. He can get 5 for 52, while Quentin Johnston just points. Mike Sanswertill not practicing this week, so the Commanders already relatively weak passing defense. Saw Hayden Winks tweet that. Always good when you can learn a defense. I actually knew that name. I don't even know why.
I didn't. I'm not gonna lie, I did not. But like that makes sense considering like I didn't have much respect for the Commanders secondary to begin with.
It's true. Man, imagine if we did do a Jaden Blue slider. would be something.
Jerry said it's blue time.
Jerry said it's blue time. It's true. He did. All right, man. Give us one more slide here.
All right, let me think about where I want to go here. I think we both really like the Cowboys and the Jets game. I know Garrett Wilson's slide wasn't available. Pickens is already at a really high receiving
number.
yard. That's definitely like my favorite game. Not a hot take.
79.5 on Jay Fergie gets us to 2.95x.
I'm down for that, man.
I don't hate it. I wonder.
He's catching ball after ball.
I do just wonder. Fields to 250, which is like so reasonable, is 2.83x.
2.83 for 250.
That's like basically like, does Arian Smith catch a 60-yarder at some point?
Yeah, no, that's good.
You can also, I'm trying to see if like 300 scrimmage yards. 300 scrimmage yards is 2.31. Which do you like better?
2.31. I think I like the 250.
I'm with you. All right.
Yeah.
So we've got a Tet slider. We've got a QJ slider. We've got a Field slider. Oh my God. What are they going to... Dude.
That was so funny.
They're going to give me 382.4x for these things that are just easily going to happen.
And Davis, dude, you can. Somebody in your chat said that the secret is to slide then boost.
Oh my God.
Look, I can't believe, God, life is so good, man.
They're giving us 496x. 496x right here, boys. So what? That's $5 to win $2,484.10. If you
They're selling dollars for fractions of cents you didn't know existed.
Dude, shout out to the guy. I didn't realize that that was the boosting issue, but that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Shout out to it was up here, not very far. I think it was Salted Cod, I believe.
Shout out
Fresno.
Out to Salted Cod.
Fresno. My similar colors on their names. Fresno.
Correct. So shout out to that. Tedroy McMillan, higher than 99.5 receiving yards. QJ, higher than 99.5 receiving yards. Fields, higher than 249.5 passing yards. Xavier Worthy, higher than 99.5 receiving yards. You could do that as rushing plus receiving. All you need this week is a little pop pass, though.
This is not even that crazy. This is not that crazy.
True odds of this, I would say, are 50-50. And they're giving us and they're giving us this at 495 to 1 on the dog application.
Just
it's beautiful.
All fantastic players, all fantastic spots. Why wouldn't you? If you could, why wouldn't you?
Someone in the Slappy Central Discord hit a 800xer last week with on $7 with Bucky Irving higher than I think 79.5 receiving yards.
Wow. Wow, man. I can only pray for that level of pureness.
Yeah. All right, man. Tell the people about Off and On the Clock today, and we'll get there.
Off and On the Clock, 3 p.m. Eastern, after Pete talks to the super smart JM and the super smart Yuta. He's going to get on and just absolutely crater all that knowledge by chatting with John and I about getting some scrolls on the Battle Royale slate. Going to talk 6-person drafts, which I highly recommend tapping into because there are scrolls galore this week. It's an ugly slate, but that provides some very unique
That means
plays.
The chalk is even worse than normal.
100%. So this is the week to really pay attention to us, actually. And then we're going to talk Dog Bowl as well, if you want to dabble in Dog Bowl. And then we're going to do even more of this. We're going to build some pick'ems. So yeah, if you haven't checked that Off and On the Clock, thank you for allowing me to plug. I think you guys would enjoy it.
Yeah. Everyone, make sure that you are subscribed to the Badge Bros. Make sure that you guys are checking out their stuff. And actually, I'm just going to redirect you guys over there right now. So if you have not yet, go like their channel, go subscribe to their stuff, and I will see you guys all back on Sunday. Actually, special show today over on the Swolecast channel for members. We are reuniting a podcast that existed like literally before many of you were born. the old Fantasy Insider Show. David Loughran, Laffy D, is coming on with Soccer Dave and I. So I would catch that if I were you guys. And